This is my favorite Christmas cranberry orange cake. Perfect for the holidays. You're gonna love it.
Hi, it's Sarah, and happy holidays. Today is number 54 of 64 recipes, and I'm down to my favorite 10 of the Christmas season. And today, this is a little bit more of an involved recipe. It is a cranberry orange cake with a cream cheese frosting. So this does take a little bit longer than some of the other recipes I have been making, but it is completely 100% worth it. You are going to absolutely love this. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm just kind of like, whew, because this is just a little bit more of a recipe than some of the other ones I've done. So I have my oven preheated to 350 degrees. This does make a 9 by 13. And I am going to make this, but I'm probably going to make it again for Christmas because it's one of my family's favorites. But I have some friends that I'm going to go do a little Christmas shopping tonight, so I'm going to drop this off at their house. They're going to love it. So 3/4 cup of butter to get started. And let me grab a knife. So that is 1.5 sticks. I do have this softened, but I'm going to soften it in the microwave just a little bit more to get this going here. Okay. I had it sitting out on the counter for a couple hours, but we're going to give it 20 seconds so it's easier to stir. All right, so I have washed cranberries. They have been washed. I did it through the bag before I started the video, so I'm going to put these over here. I just searched through them to make sure there's no bad ones, you know, because these are fresh, so just to make sure. And then I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of flour. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of flour over the top of them while we are just I think that basically just tries to get rid of if there's any moisture in the cranberries, which there shouldn't be because I washed them a long time ago for sitting there. All right, so we're just going to lightly coat those cranberries in flour and set them off to the side like that. Okay, we're going to set those off to the side. All right, so now we are going to take our butter. I could probably use a stand mixer, but I'm going to do this one in my big mixing bowl. All right, we're going to take the butter. We're going to take 1.5 cups of sugar. Like I said, definitely check back with looking at the recipe because this one is definitely got more ingredients than a lot of the other recipes. Okay, we're just going to kind of cream that together real quick. The butter and white sugar. Okay, next are eggs. So normally I don't do tons of recipes that you have to like do so much work, but this one they do not want you to use the egg. Oh, I had to go get my eggs. I didn't want to take them out of the fridge this early. They do not want the eggs yolks used. So I'm going to do it just egg whites. So what you do is we're going to discard the yolk. I'm sure most of you know how to do that. I'm going to do that 4 times. I feel every time I do this, I'm making like a meringue. So we just want the yolks. Okay, and one more. I always do this in the sink because I have a bowl in here because it makes such a mess. Okay, so that was 4. All right, set those over here. I'm at a little bit different angle today to give me a little bit more space. Okay, so 4 egg yolks. Not yolks, egg whites. We want the whites. Oh my Lord. Okay. Okay, mix that in there just a little bit before we add the rest of the ingredients. Okay, so it's kind of a little slimy because it's just the yolks in there. Okay, now we're going to start adding the dry ingredients. Okay, 2.5 cups of flour. So I have my half cup here. So that's half, 1, 1.5. I always count 2 because I start talking and then I forget how much I did. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I'm just using the Aldi's brand. 1, half a teaspoon of baking soda, which I'm going to have to go behind the camera to go get that. So bear with me. I'm going to reach behind here and grab that. Maybe. Oh, and then I jostled the camera. Half a teaspoon of that. We're going to have everything in this recipe. Okay, just lightly kind of mix that in. We don't want to over mix this. Is one of the reasons I didn't want to use the stand mixer. Okay. Okay, just real light. Now 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Okay, we need a 1/3 cup of milk. I did have all my cups ready. If you have whole milk, use whole milk, but 2% works too. Or skim, it's such a small piece of it. Okay, sour cream, half a cup of sour cream. Okay, I've got my 4. I love these long-handed measuring cups. They work really nice for just like digging into the sour cream like that. Whoa. Okay, so 4th cup of sour cream. We're not done. We got one more thing to add. 2 more things. Orange juice. This makes part of the orange part of it. A half a cup of orange juice. Okay, this cake has a cream cheese frosting, so we have a whole nother part of this to do. All right, now orange zest. I despise waste, and I wish they made orange zest that you could just buy in a jar because I absolutely hate wasting an orange. So I'm probably going to end up eating this orange for dinner. So I'm just going to put about a teaspoon of orange zest. Especially since this orange yesterday was 77 cents. I about died. Except for one orange. Okay, so we'll take the zest there on the inside. Okay, a little bit of orange zest. Okay, we're going to mix all that up. So now we've got everything we need for our cake. Whoops, except the cranberries. Those are going to go in at the end. Okay, so you're going to end up with a nice thick batter. So I have a nice thick batter bowl here. All right, so we got that mixed up good. Okay, now we're going to add our beautiful cranberries. Like that. So that was 12 ounces of cranberries, or one of the fresh bags. Okay, that's what that looks like. So now I'm going to grab a 9 by 13 pan. Okay, I'm gonna grab that. Don't have that ready at all. Okay, and let's do a Christmas color. We're gonna do red. I love my Lodge red. This is Lodge from Walmart, ceramic, and I just absolutely love it. Normally I don't need to spray it, but I'm going to spray it because I do not want my cake to stick. Okay. All right, this is a heavy batter bowl. This is gonna be extremely awkward to show you what this looks like coming into the bowl here. This is one of the things when I first started my YouTube channel, I could not figure out how to demonstrate how to put the cake batter. Well, most people know how to put cake batter into a pan, but I think I like to see it when it's getting put into the pan. This is a nice thick cake. And cranberry and orange go together so well. The one thing that sometimes I do, instead of using vanilla, I'll use almond too. But anything almond, I can't stop eating it. All right, so we got our cake nice and done here. Okay, I'm gonna put my batter bowl over here. Now, I have to check my recipe, but I believe we are going to bake this. So I have the oven heated at 350. We're going to do 28 to 30 minutes. And then I'm going to obviously check it to see if it's done in the middle. So it's not like it's like 50 minutes. It's 25 to 30 minutes. This is a nice heavy cake, perfect for Christmas. And then we're going to let it cool, and then we're going to frost it. So I'll be back in just a little bit. Okay, I am back with the cranberry orange cake. So here's the cake. It's cool, nice and cooled right out. I mean, it's not right out of the oven because I wouldn't be able to hold it, but it is cooled off. So now we're gonna make the frosting. So you need 6 ounces of cream cheese, and you need to make sure it's softened to room temperature. Oops. I just got in from outside from walking the dogs, so my hands are a little cold. Okay, a 1/4 cup of butter. These are both softened to room temperature. Okay, so we're gonna mix these together. Okay, but unfortunately my big mixer is dirty and my little mixer is, can't reach the way I have this plugged in. So I'm just gonna lightly mix this. You're gonna think I'm crazy because I'm gonna do it back here. Okay, then we're gonna add 2 to 3 cups of confectioner's sugar. I'm gonna add that right to the bowl. This is, hold on, I'm gonna turn this way and you're just gonna have to see my messy counter and everything. Yeah. You're just gonna have to see everything messy. I've got about 6 recipes going here. Okay, so I'm gonna put 2 to 3 cups. So this is a 1/2 cup thing. I'm gonna add it right in there. So this will be, I'm gonna start with 2. We wanna get it to a good consistency. Okay, so that was 2. And then we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of whipping cream. If you don't have whipping cream, heavy whipping cream, you can use milk. So about 2 tablespoons. 1, 2. Okay, we're gonna mix that up. And then I'm gonna put the cake back over here so you can see the cake. Like that. Okay, we're gonna quickly mix this up, so just a second. With powdered sugar, you always go slow to start. And watch your fingers, because when I was in 6th grade, I got my fingers stuck in one of these. Absolutely terrible. I don't normally use this one, I use my big mixer, but all of the stuff attachments haven't made it through the dishwasher yet. I gotta get some off the beater.
Getting there. Okay, so we have it done. I'm gonna take this and for some reason these beaters are not the greatest on these. So I'm gonna just get the extra off the beater here. Maybe. Pop those off. Okay, I'm gonna come back over here. So I did the 2 tablespoons of powdered sugar, and that was plenty. I know some people really, really love like thick cream cheese frosting. It's probably good on cupcakes, but on a cake, I just like a nice, comfortable layer without it being completely over-sweetened from the frosting. And actually, I've actually seen people that, you know, when you get cupcakes or cakes from the grocery store, or from like Walmart or something, if you ever do that, they have so much frosting on them that you end up scraping some of the frosting off. Okay, so I'm just gonna, I had a little bit of powdered sugar here I was gonna mix in that was on the sides. Okay, so basically we're gonna just take this and spread it out over the cake like this. Okay, and I'm gonna grab I have a thing that we use, it's like an offset. This one's not an offset spatula, but this works really good for spreading out frosting like this. Okay, so we're gonna spread this out. I've got it pretty thick here, so I'm gonna kind of lightly spread that out a little bit. Just to try to get it. Okay, so you kind of get the point of getting the frosting on here. Whew. I haven't frosted a cake in a long time. I've been doing a lot of candy, toffee candy cookies. So it's been a while since I've done a cake. Okay, now we're gonna like pretty this up with some orange zest. Some more orange zest. So if you want, you can take sugared cranberries and put them over the top. If you wanted to decorate it up even more. I feel like the cake has a lot of cranberries in it, so I am gonna take just a little bit of my orange that I have left. Okay, so I got this just about perfect. Good to get frosting just right. All right, so there's that. Okay, now what we're gonna do is, remember I had this out for the orange. I'm gonna do that again. This is going to be my orange for dinner. And basically, I'm just gonna zest, but bigger chunks of the orange across the top. Just for a little bit of decoration. So use the bigger side, the side you would use for cheese, just to get a little bit of that orange zest to make it pretty. All right, that is our cranberry orange cake with a cream cheese frosting. I will actually cut into this for you because I want to show you what the inside looks like. So we get a little plate and cut a nice piece out of it so I can show you what it looks like. Okay, so there's what it looks like coming out of the pan. Beautiful cake like that. And it presents so well. It's so pretty because of all of the cranberries on the inside and the nice orange zest on the top. So I think you're gonna absolutely love this cake. It's, like I said, it's a little bit more work than some of the other recipes, but it is so worth it. So I hope you enjoyed this. I wish I could send you a taste through my camera, but we're gonna figure out how to do that. I'm sure they'll figure that out in 30 years. But anyway, enjoy and happy holidays.